on Maaser Sheni, Perek Hey, last Perek Mishnah Yud Bet, 12th Mishnah in the 5th chapter of Maaser Sheni. So we're continuing to discuss the psukim of Viduy Maasrot, where the Mishnah is darshaning out, is extrapolating the meaning of all the psukim of Viduy Maasrot. It's unclear why in the world the Mishnah decided to do this, but the Mishnah did decide to do this, so we're along for the ride. Says the Mishnah. 1 second, let me just make this a little smaller. Here we go. Okay. We read the psukim, we said, let's just read it again. You should say, the Bi'arti, you have to say in the Viduy Maasrot the following. Bi'arti I mean a kodesh min habayit, I have been mevayer, I have removed it from my house. V'gam netativ, I've given it lelevi, lager, liatom, v'almana, k'chol mitzvatcha asher tzibitani, like all that you have commanded me. Lo avarti mi mitzvotecha v'lo shachachti. Last thing we learned in the last Mishnah, lo shachachti, I have not forgotten to say the bracha. Lo achalti be'oni mimenu, I have not eaten be'oni. Okay, we're going to see aninut in my morning. V'lo bi'arti mimenu b'tamei, I have not destroyed it, when I'm tamei. V'lo natati mimenu l'meit, I have not given it to the mate. Let's go back. Okay, says the Mishnah. Lo achalti ve'oni mimenu. So what does it mean? I have not eaten in my morning. Ha im achalo ba'anina. Eino achol litvadot. If you ate ba'aninut, okay, when you're in mourning, when you're in mourning, then you cannot make the bracha. I'm sorry. Okay, what does it mean ba'aninut? Says the Bar Tanura. There's two kinds of aninut. One is aninut deoraita, true mourning. Aninut is the term for mourning. We call a person who's just lost a loved one. He's an onein. He's patur miya mitzvot. After that, it's avelo de rabbanan. But the first term is deoraita. Afilu la'achar kvura, even after the burial. Va'alayla la'achar yom hamita, and the night after the day of death, havi aninut de rabbanan, is called aninut de rabbanan. V'chein yom ha'kvura she'ino yom hamita. If the person is buried on a subsequent day, havi aninut de rabbanan. So you're not allowed to eat this Maaser Sheni after you become an onein, after you've lost a loved one, the day of or the day of the kvura. And if you did, eino yachol litvadot, you cannot beside Viduy. The pasuk continues, so let's mark that off. V'achalti ve'oni mimenu. Oh, I guess I need that part. Okay, I have not eaten ve'oni. V'lo bi'arti mimenu b'tamei. Okay, I have not bi'arti mimenu. I have not destroyed it b'tamei. What does this mean? What does this refer to? Says the Mishnah. What does it mean? V'lo bi'arti mimenu b'tamei. Ha'im hifrisho b'tum'ah. If you designated, if you separated Maaser Sheni b'tum'ah, eino yachol litvadot, then you cannot recite the Viduy. I want to point out, the problem with this is that it means the word bi'arti mimenu, it literally means I have not destroyed it b'tamei. Chazal are darshaning out, but hifrisho, that the word bi'arti means lahafrish, to separate or to designate. Now, if the Sifrei says what it means, okay, that it's am I tamei or whether the the produce is tamei. Either way, I said I didn't do that. Targum Yonatan described bi'arti as lo hifrashti. They translate it in context, but it's a little strange to say lo bi'arti mimenu b'tamei, that refers to hafrasha. That's exactly what the Gemara darshans. That's the halachic meaning. V'lo natati mimenu l'meit. I've not given it for mate, for the death. Lo lakachti mimenu aron v'tachvichim l'meit. I didn't buy from it aron v'tachvichim, either a casket or tachvichim or shrouds for the mate. V'lo natati v'lo onanim achirim, and I've not given it to other onanim. So why does it say this example? So the Bar Tanura says, I can't give it. You're not allowed to give it to somebody who's alive. You can't buy furniture with it. You can't buy a cell phone with it. So how in the world do you think that you could use it for these things, etc., etc.? Okay, it's asur. Okay, it's why? So why did it say arona tachvichim? It comes to teach you. Let me teach you a little bit of language. V'lo nakat hacha, and it did not mention here arona v'tachvichim ella. So you always see this in rabbinic language. V'lo ella. It did not. It's not except for. Lo ella, not except for, means only. So what that means is it only said arona tachvichim here la'ashmi'inan to tell you to lo mi bai imsach mimenu lemeit. Of course, it's obvious if you used it for a mate. She'enu yachol litvadot tichtiv mimenu. Okay, or even if you used it to buy arona tachvichim, okay, if you used it to pour on the mate, then it's for the mate itself. But if you bought arona v'tachvichim, let's say, you could suggest that the arona v'tachvichim, that the coffin and the shrouds, okay, the lo natan migufo shel maaser amet, you didn't use the actual maaser, but you used money. Still, eino yachol litvadot. So you can't use either the sach, the sicha, the oil, pouring the oil, I guess to clean off the mate. For sure, you can't do that. And it's certainly arona v'tachvichim. Others suggest, you would say, lo natati mimenu l'meit. Why would you think that you could use it for a mate? What if it was a mate mitzvah? What if the person died and there was no one to take care of the body? And it's a great mitzvah to take care of them. Nonetheless, you can't use Maaser Sheni. And that's what it means, v'lo natati mimenu lemet. Finally, okay, we did v'lo natati mimenu lemet. Last, Shamati b'kol Hashem Elokai asiti kechol asher tzivitani. I've heard the voice, hearkened to the voice of Hashem. I've done everything that you've asked of me to do. What does that mean? Says the Mishnah, Shamati b'shom Hashem Elokai simply means Heveiti leBeit HaBechira. I brought it to Yerushalayim. Beit HaBechira means, because if we look back, it says in the pasuk, let's see, it says, Va'achata lifnei Hashem Elokecha b'makom asher yivchar. So that place, b'makom asher yivchar, in this context, let's make it blue, refers to Beit HaBechira. And so here we say, Veiti leBeit HaBechira, that refers to that pasuk. And finally, Asiti kechol asher tzivitani, I've done, here we are, Asiti, I've done everything that you commanded me, Samachti v'simachti bo. I was misameach, I brought simcha to me, v'samachta ata v'veitecha, you are sameach, and v'simachti bo, and I brought great joy to others. And that's the idea of not eating ba'onin. Why does it mention death and not tati lemen lemen? Because the point of Maaser Sheni is a person, it's a way of exacerbating, expanding the celebration of the Chag. You're Oleh the Regel, and you have all this food to eat, and it's Kedusha, and it's a riff on the idea, or an expansion of the idea that we celebrate, Jews celebrate things with meals. We celebrate with eating. We exalt. We make holy the way that we eat. And here, this is an expansion of that simcha. We brought this food that had kedusha, and I have to eat it b'kedusha b'tara in Yerushalayim on the regel. That's a great thing. That's asiti kechol asher tzivitani. I've done everything you've asked me to do. We'll stop here. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me at arspoter@gmail.com. And we'll dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.